This is a little bit awkward. Apparently, they had ready to go a bipartisan House resolution condemning Hamas, supporting Israel, but the House can't vote on it because, well, there's no speaker. And so you can't do any of that unless you have a speaker. Chad Pergram on the separate drama here that's complicating things. Chad.
Neil, good afternoon. No speaker at the time of an international crisis put the House in peril, and it jeopardizes national security. The House cannot respond or aid Israel unless there is a speaker. No votes, no nothing. That could accelerate the selection of a new speaker.
To those who thought it was a good idea to throw over the speaker, please reevaluate. It was not a good idea. I'm hoping that people who created this chaos in the House understands that chaos in American politics emboldens the bad guys.
The formal candidates for Speaker are Majority Leader Steve Scalise and Jim Jordan of Ohio, but some Republicans are suggesting they return the gavel to Kevin McCarthy. Most GOP members embrace McCarthy. The former Speaker is not officially running, but he would not be talking so much about Israel if he did not eye an opportunity.
We should have a resolution on the floor condemning what's taken place so the rest of the world understands. We should supply and make sure that there's no question and no doubt that Israel will never be overwhelmed when it comes to ammunition. That if they decide to send the precision-guided missiles, that they will be knocked down.
McCarthy highlighted how he often brings lawmakers to Israel. He spoke to the Knesset earlier this year. McCarthy says the House must investigate why U.S. intelligence failed to know about the pending attacks. Lawmakers are rattled. There is no speaker.
Last week was unprecedented. So I think for anybody to just declare, well, that's not possible, obviously anything's possible in this place. But I think when I have spoken to my colleagues, the vast majority of people are angry. As I said, it is the single most destructive thing I've ever seen in politics. And it doesn't even make sense.
One House committee chairman tells Fox they doubt the House will tap Jordan or Scalise, and they doubt the House will pick a new speaker this week. The GOP wants to keep the fight off the floor until Republicans settle on someone who can win. Neil?
I'm curious, though, for Scalise and Jordan, who had backed, Kevin McCarthy, and now he seems to be hinting at interest for his old job. What do they do?
Yeah, this is going to muddle this. They have a meeting tonight at 6 o'clock. They're going to air this out. I was told this was going to be the airing of the grievances. You can probably hear the yelling down the hall. There are a lot of angry members, McCarthy loyalists who are upset that he was kicked out. You have Steve Scalise, Jim Jordan trying to make their case. And neither one of them, I always talk about the math, neither Steve Scalise nor Jim Jordan has anywhere within the same universe of votes they need to win on the floor. In this respect right now, Neil, it's almost like Kevin McCarthy might be the, quote, spoiler.
So let me ask you about that. If there were a vote now, and now you have two more congressmen apparently here this week than who were not here last week, who could change the math a teeny bit. Your thoughts?
Yeah, well, keep in mind that they're going to go behind closed doors Wednesday and vote in the conference. And the number there is going to be lower. But you need to get to around 217 on the floor if all 433 members of the House vote. And so there is a chasm there. But Kevin McCarthy, I talked to one member today who said that if Kevin McCarthy were in the race, and this is kind of an organic push to get Kevin McCarthy back in, he probably gets close to 200 votes, if not more, right out of the gate.
Wow. All right, Chad, thank you for that.